Hello, kids. Welcome to the Two Dads Podcast, episode 17, I believe. Please correct me if I'm wrong. I am your host, Cheezo5.
And I'm your co-host, Simply.
Good
and
one.
Today, we have got a very exciting guest. But before we get into that, would you like to hear some speed news? What's been going on in the speedrunning world?
Yes, please hit me with it. Come on.
Okay, so, GSA, as you know, has been doing their thing, moving along with their tournaments. The Super Mario 64 Bingo Tournament has been popping. Honestly, some of the most fun matches I've seen. I didn't really know how Bingo would go in a tournament setting, but it has been fantastic. Round 2 is all completed, and I believe the first round 3 match is tonight, and I will be commentating it. I believe it's actually going to be a pretty good one. I'll be commentating with Punke at 7 p.m. Central Time, Paracusia versus Saxdale. That is going to be one spicy meatball.
Spicy meatball.
But in terms of speedrunning news and what's been going on and whatnot, of course, ZFG, doing his thing. I think I mentioned that last time, but just to reiterate, ZFG 357, 38, and 100%. Still going along with that. I believe he wants a 355 or something like that at least. So he's been chugging along. And he's also a streamer for CLG. Speedrunning is really out here, boys. Esports is a-coming.
Yep.
People getting sponsored. You got Alliance is one of them, right?
Alliance, Beast Coast, CLG, and Blue Esports as well is coming up.
Yep.
With a lot of Mario recruitment.
It's popping. It's popping.
It's finally happening.
I know. It seems like it's been bubbling under the surface for a while, but we're finally bursting that bubble. We're breaking into the stew, sipping it right up, and man, does it taste good. Super Mario Odyssey, kind of popping right now. Back in the day, I say back in the day, but really it was like a couple months ago. It was like Micro Vita, Susaiga.
Shaden was the one to really push things to the limit, and then.
But times are changing. Micro Vita is no longer even in the top 4. Lil Curbs, 13 days ago, took the world record, 101.21. They are approaching that sub 101 mark. We've also got Susaiga still keeping strong, second place. We got a couple newcomers, Chaos Pringle and a guy named Fur. 3 days ago, both got 101s. Chaos Pringle 101.30. Fur with a 101.42. What do you think about all that, Cheese?
Chaos Pringle has insane dedication. He's really up there. I think Chaos would be the next one to take it, if I'm not gonna lie, because he has so much. I was just watching him today actually, and he got another 101, I believe, and he's so consistent. But the thing is, it's like Odyssey. All the top players are consistent. They have 30 seconds or less off their sum of best. Their PBs are, I don't know how they do it, but that's what's so great. It's anyone's world record, literally. Anyone could take it, and it's good.
It's hype. It's still moving along, still bursting. Clearly, it's a good game. It's not just, these new games come out, and everybody hops on it, and then it kind of dies out. But Super Mario Odyssey it's almost a year now, and it's still going strong. World records happening all the time. New strats, I'm sure, being implemented. Time's getting cut down. Thought to be impossible to get the sub 1, but we're inching towards it.
Yeah, I know speedrunning was thought to be more of a nostalgic kind of thing, right? But all these new games coming out are like the most popular speed games. It's like, it's a lot of competition out there.
It's interesting stuff. It's definitely a good timeline that we are in.
Yep.
Last thing I want to mention before we move on to our Big Daddy Jones, TGH is the man of the hour, consistently chunking down that Celeste time. Oh, I just had it. Where'd it go? I want to say it's 29:47 is his most recent time. 1 day ago, TGH making it happen. Apparently just one unintended death, which is really good for that game. Deaths don't lose a lot of time. Depending on where you die, there's definitely some deaths that lose a lot of time. But TGH, consistently been number 1.
It's a similar situation in terms of just world records being beaten every other day. It seems as though all these players, they're just so consistent. And the games themselves are consistent too. Not having pretty much any RNG helps a lot. But like at least for Odyssey, there are like a lot of these top players close to each other, and then for Celeste, at least for now, there's TGH and then a big gap. But the gap is being filled really quickly. Like Flatter V, for example, actually PB'd by almost 20 seconds on a race versus TGH that he won against TGH at the last GSA event we had. So yeah, it's gonna be, that gap is gonna be closed off.
Yeah, I'm looking at the leaderboard right now, and there's a lot of recent PBs. 6th place 14 days ago, 5th place 7, Odd Bod 4th place 4 days ago, Flater V 9 days ago, Babai 1 month ago. I don't know if he's still grinding. Haven't really been.
He's doing all red berries nowadays.
Oh, okay.
Right.
And of course, one more thing: the Big Simp 16-star invitationals are starting next week. We've got D1 starting. It's going to be like D1 week and then D2 week. So D1's next week and then D2 the week after. So get your popcorn, get your bits ready.
Your popcorn.
Because it's going to be popping. And that's about all I've got for speed news. Cheese, what exactly is happening today? I forgot.
I have no clue.
Very bad short-term. Oh,
okay. You just invited me to this call, and here I am. I don't know what this is.
Let me find the...
Find the what?
Let me find the script.
The script. All right.
Oh, Popesquidward.
Oh, right. Yes. Okay. So we have a beautiful man here today. Oh, what's wrong with my cam right now? Okay. So we have an interesting guest. He's a unique speedrunner in a sense that he has a really high level of motivation and dedication. He never quits. And I think it was really important to have him here because he has probably a really good, well, not only mindset, but a good way of, of helping people how to maintain such a good mindset, because that's really important in high level speedrunning.
Yeah.
So, without further ado, I'd like to welcome the man himself, the man of the hour, Popesquidward. Welcome to the damn thing, man.
Welcome, Pope. Looking good. Okay. He's seeming to have a little bit of a breakdown.
Mental breakdown.
Nice hair though, busted out. Got the banana on deck. Man, this guy's really popping. So, what's going on, Popesquidward? How you doing today?
Nothing much, man. How are you guys doing today? How's the life going on with the afro, the simp afro? And
wow.
I like it.
Everyone's going good here.
It's actually kind of annoying, but I believe that through time and dedication, I will yield the rewards.
You know why it's annoying? It's because you're not slicking it back. So like it's going on your face and annoying you.
Yeah. Yeah. Here, look at. I'll just
pull it over your eyes. Or
that, yeah. That looks so good.
Yes.
It looks so good.
Yes.
Daddy. Oh Jesus. Definitely daddy status. All right. So how are you, Pope? Tell us about yourself. Who the hell are you? When did you start? Where did you come from? Yada-da-da.
So, I'm Popesquidward. I speedrun Majora's Mask 80%. And it's definitely not as popular as Ocarina of Time, 80% or any category in that game. But
debatable.
Essentially, okay. I essentially started watching GameStone quick events in like 2013, maybe 2012 actually, and I don't know. I just would consistently watch. I didn't really get into it too much until I saw Majin Phil do his run in 2015, and I don't know. I just really liked the game. I liked how long it was. I thought it was a good length. I think a good length speed run is around an hour, 2 hours. So I just kind of got hooked on what I saw. And I also saw ZFG's 142, I think it was, in 2014. And yeah, it's really interesting to see how much the game has changed over the course of even 2 years. So, but yeah, so right now I'm currently second place in 80%. I'm grinding for the world record right now. And it's a very respectable record right now. I would say it's very, very challenging. Not much room for error right now. I have to play within about a minute of my soma best right now, and my rainbows are pretty solid, I would say, for the most part. So, I don't know. I'm on that grind life. I'm on the record grind life. I'm giving myself brain aneurysms daily, but it's worth.
Well, this is, this is part of the whole motivation thing that you have. So like, you basically have you taken any breaks? Have you felt burnt out at all since you started?
So I haven't really taken really long extended breaks like some runners have. I essentially started I started in 2016, and I just played hours and hours a day. I'd practice offline, and I have basically only done this category. I actually did like 2 runs of glitchless, 2 runs of all masks, and that was pretty much it for that. And then I took a 2 or 3 month Super Mario 64 break too, and I ran 70 star. So other than that, I've pretty much been playing the whole time. I mean, I've taken maybe a week-long break if I'm going on a vacation or something, but that's it. So no, just something about staying on a consistent grind really just like motivates me, because I know that even after all of the resets and all that stuff, like if I can pull this off and get the record, I'll actually feel like a really big accomplishment. Like it'll feel amazing.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah. And currently the record holder is Enop112, and he is he's just consistently had world records in this game in main categories for a long time. So he's pretty hard to keep up with here, but we'll see what happens, I guess.
Yeah, no, you can do it. I mean,
yeah,
with the tons of dedication, or just you pushing the game without stop, you can't not get there. I mean, it's only math.
I feel like at a certain point, it just takes grinding at that point. Like it just takes consistent grinding and just losing. The best way I find like losing runs is if you lose a run in a certain spot and it's from a mistake that you've never seen. It's like it's good to lose runs in certain instances like that, because then you'll understand exactly what needs to change in order for that not to happen again, I guess.
Exactly.
So
definitely.
So yeah.
Something I want to bring up is I remember, I think it was last JGDQ, we were talking, and you were talking about NOP's record or like world record being like super unattainable. You're like, man, I don't know if I can ever get there. But now you're finally here. World record attempts is in the title. How confident are you in your ability to world record right now? Do you think that you could do it?
So I'm not sure where I was sitting at SGDQ, but I know last year at AGDQ, I definitely did not have the skill needed to get the time that he had, and it definitely took hours and hours of practice. There's a certain trick in the run, the Snowhead Owlhess, and it's a trick that used to be TAS only, and we just like recently implemented it, and it's I've probably put more hours into that trick than I have like sleeping. Like I literally just put so much time into that trick, and it still gets me almost like I'd say it's like a 60 to 70% success rate still.
I saw you doing it last night.
It's like I don't know. It is just, it requires so much patience and so much there's lots of like frame perfect angle changes you need to do, and I would compare it to Wasteland Hess in Ocarina of Time, but with wind that blows you and with obstacles that you have to dodge, like the snowballs. So
yes,
like
I was about to say.
Thing. And you can also get stuck on the edges of the mountain too. So if you get stuck, you have to like restart the Hess and everything. Yeah. And I actually submitted the run for GDQ, and that's the one trick that I am really. It requires very stable hands, because like when you're hessing, you can't, like you have to make sure your thumb is super stable, and it's real easy to crash your game too. So I don't know, there's just lots of stuff going on with that, and I guess what I was going for is he's just put so much time into that trick, and so have I, that it's like, I don't know. It's just like a make or break the run sort of trick, and it's hard to keep a steady mindset after the trick is over, because if it's done well, like in my PV, I did it really well, and I didn't expect to do it very well, and I ended up playing fine for a bit, and then I just pooped in my diaper on the last temple, and I lost a minute to my summer best in the last temple. So I pretty much lost the world record just in the last temple from being nervous that I had done the trick so well. But yeah, I don't know. It just takes a really solid mindset after lots of grinding, I guess.
I saw you doing it last night, and it was the first time I've seen it. And while you were doing it, I was like, this is not what I used to see them do.
Yeah.
And then it was like a minute long of just hessing and pausing, changing the like ESS pitch.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh my lord, this is way too like it's like Wasteland Hess with all the obstacles and times 3 the length. And I'm just like, there's no way.
Yeah. It's
you got it though. You didn't mess it up.
Yeah,
So-
that's just from just hundreds of hours of practice for that one thing, and that's just that one trick too. There's plenty of other tricks in the run. Like if you
Obviously. Yeah.
for instance, like weird shotting in the game, if you do a weird shot and you go past second frame after starting the weird shot, then you'll crash your game, and you have to do a weird shot right before the Great Bay Temple boss at the end. So it's like you have one bomb, you're on perfect bomb count, you have to do this weird shot that's frame perfect, and you have to nail this last shot. And that's where I lost all my time in my PV, because it's just a lot of like back-to-back frame perfect stuff you have to do. I don't know. It's a really insane run now compared to what it used to be. We switched over to the English version, so it allows us to do that Hess, because you don't get stuck like on the edges of the map, and it takes off like probably like 10 minutes from what, like since a clip swap was found, it's about a 10-minute time save for switching to English. So, and for any percent, that's like a lot of time.
Yeah,
it's not like a super long category. So
a question I had. Yeah, so you said it has a perfect bomb count, meaning you can't mess up any bomb tricks?
Yes. So for the first 2 temples, you're on, actually no, the entire run, you're actually on perfect chew count if you want to do all of the optimized like tricks. So like if you happen to like burn a chew or something on an accident when you're doing a hover, that's just 4 seconds gone right there off your timer. So it's just I don't know, the run it's very skillful now compared to what it used to be, because the old Snowhead thing that you had to do was it was dependent on lots of RNG, depending on if the wind was gonna let you super slide to the right spot. But yeah, it's a very skillful run now, which I like about it. And lots of people hate on any percent because it's like super, there's lots of cutscenes and it's super reset heavy. But it's very, if it's done well, it just looks really cool to watch. It's like, I don't know,
like honestly, any Zelda game, any Zelda speedrun that is, if it's done right, it always looks cool.
Yeah.
Okay. So in the beginning, in the beginning, would you say like, okay, I was watching your stream and I saw 2 resets back to back on like you're spinning around trying to get, I'm assuming, bomb drops from the bushes. Or what are you trying to get outside?
Like 10 minutes in?
Yeah, 20 minutes.
So you have to get 60 rupees. And it's like the first 10 minutes of the game, you're basically farming these rupees in Tournament Field, and you have to get 60 to be able to continue the run essentially and not lose like 40 seconds. So what happens is the game, if the game poops on you, you basically, if you can't meet that rupee count, you have to reset, because like you don't have to reset if you're not going for a record, but but you just basically the only RNG that's in the run is that part of it, and the final boss pretty much, and that's it. So like the rest of it is essentially like just skillful now compared to what it used to be. Like you don't have to rely on getting bomb drops or anything, because everything is like on a set path now compared to what it was. So, yeah, I don't know. I definitely enjoy it more than what it was before, just because of that.
Right.
It just takes a lot of patience and practice and time to be able to get the time that you want, I guess.
So I guess the main question is that if you're not very highly skilled in Majora's Mask, can you do that route?
That's a tough one because I want to encourage people to do the fastest routes, because like if you want to be good at the game, you have to like commit yourself to doing that sort of thing. But I'd say I would recommend maybe not doing it at first, because it's like it is just so, unless you have a true understanding of how to do like mega flips, weird shots, just all whatever it takes. Unless you have a true understanding on how to do all that stuff, it's like really difficult to get through the whole route. Like it is just a garbage can of a mess.
And for example, for example, like the second fastest route, how much slower is it?
So the fastest route is, well, there's actually another route that's like in the works right now that could potentially be about 30 seconds faster, but it's like even harder than the one that I'm currently doing. So I don't even know. It's not like completely set yet, but the one after this is about 2 minutes slower at full speed. Yeah, so it's like
not too bad.
It's because the Snowhead Hess is what saves all that time, because the alternative to that Hess is you have to go into the Woodfall Fairy Fountain and do this like alternate exit thing where you come out into Snowhead, and so that right there alone is like a 1.5 2 minute time loss. So I'd say if you really want to get serious with the game, then yes, I would start maybe with the fastest route that's out there right now. But if you're a beginner, I'd say starting with the Japanese version of the game and going to get the hook shot in Pirate's Fortress is definitely something you probably want to do, because we basically skip the hook shot on the fastest route now, and you have to do a bunch of mega flips and all these frame perfect tricks and stuff to skip it. So I don't know. It's definitely up to preference if you want to take it seriously or not. If you want to just casually do a run of it, then I would just say stick to the Japanese, go get the hook shot, just do the whole shebang, whatever.
Right.
Are there solid tutorials for these routes?
So lots of the tutorials are really outdated right now, and I've been planning on making one for this current route, and I haven't done it yet because I've been so focused on this record grind that I haven't set time aside to like actually put it together. So like I feel like I have people that come in and all the time and they ask like, hey, where can I learn how to do this? And they ask all these questions and stuff, and it's like I kind of want to just have it all in one video, like so they can just watch it. But I feel like kind of rushed right now with just trying to get the record, and then doing other things, I guess, past that. But
I know that feeling.
As of right now, there's like nothing like not like a accurate tutorial on what's going on with the route right now. So I think that's what's holding most people back from the game now. It's definitely more of a game that people, I'd say, spectate over run, as opposed to like Mario, where like you just turn on your N64 and just hop on and play. But like, this game you have to like download it onto your Wii, like soft mod your Wii, do all this stuff, and like there's steps to it, but you just have to really enjoy the game, I guess, to kind of to get into it.
Yeah. I started saying that games like OT and Majora's Mask or Zelda in general, it's a lot different. It's a lot different in a sense that you have to study the game almost. You have to have a lot of knowledge and take the time to really get into the games and understand everything about what's going on. Whereas, like you said, Mario is like you just put on the game and you start playing. But
it's more than that for Mario. It's like
Mario, it's like
Mario's more of a visual thing.
Yeah, an insane amount of practice.
Yes.
Just grind and grind and grind.
Yeah.
It's more
And
easily
another thing
accessible,
about-
but more.
Yeah, and another thing about Mario is you like the runners can all grind specific stars like back to back. So like if you can save hundreds of seconds on stars just from practicing them over and over and over again. And MM, it's like not really the same thing because you can like warp to different temples and practice the temples, but I mean you don't have like that amount of I guess like I don't know, like a concise route like SM64 does.
Yeah. Do they have a like for OOT? They have the practice ROM. Do they have something similar for MM, or is it kind of?
So you can download gecko codes on your Wii, and you basically set like a rupee value, and then you can warp. Like it's like OOT. You can just warp to whatever like temple or location that you need to practice, and then yeah. So
That's
I mean,
pretty good.
it's like kind of the same. Yeah, I mean, it's like still easy to practice. It's not like yeah, like if you don't have those codes for MM, then you can't really run the game because it's just too hard to do it without the codes, I guess. But
Okay.
But yeah, didn't you say that you didn't have a Game Shark at first, Cheese, when you started running Mario?
Yeah, but like most people, at least most people that started, especially like pre 2016 around there, usually never had a Game Shark or practice codes. So yeah, for the first 3 months I didn't have any codes whatsoever, and it was just I would practice by going to the stage, doing the star, leaving, going back into the stage. But I mean the Japanese runners, you know, such as Zaya and these guys, they did that their entire life of playing Mario. They never used codes or anything. So
yeah.
But there's a lot of I can go into a lot when it comes to this kind of stuff. But like I believe that it's better to practice more. The more RTA mindset in terms of practicing, the better. So like not using save states, I think is actually better than using save states. I much rather not use save states in terms of if you want to get better RTA, because the more you practice the full star all the way through, the better you get accustomed to the feel of doing the entire star. So that is what true consistency is. When you do save states like halfway through the star trying to get the perfect time on like the second half or the specific trick in a star, that is not building any consistency whatsoever. It's not actually getting you better RTA.
And you like if you make a mistake like without the save states, it trains you to understand how to do backups quickly and like having good movement to do backups and stuff. Yeah.
And not getting triggered when you make a stupid mistake during the start.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that mostly. I think there's points to be made about like if a trick, for example, HMC 100, the long jump onto that box from the elevator where you do the long jump and then you do the slide wall kicks. That was something that I used save states for, and I felt that to be pretty helpful. But I agree for the most part. Like if you're using it to get the fastest time, like okay, fine for fun. But if your true goal is consistency and you want better PBs, then running through the whole star repeatedly, regardless of mistakes, helps you get like a real feel of it. And I'm sure the same thing could be said about MM. Like you'd want to run through the full thing instead of practicing maybe one part.
At least what I did for Ocarina of Time, I don't know if it's the same for Majora's Mask, I would run through an entire temple. So I'll start at the beginning of the temple, run through it entirely, finish the temple, and then do it again. But I wouldn't like enter a room, try to do that one room perfectly, and then do that room over and over again. I would do the entire segment, and then move on to another segment, etc.
Yeah, that's kind of how I do my practice too. I'll like run through all 4 temples and then do just miscellaneous stuff like movement sort of stuff as well. But yeah,
like Simply said, I was. It's funny because I was thinking of HMC as well, because that's like the iconic save state there is in Mario. Because HMC 100 is either you do that crazy long jump that saves a bunch of time, or you lose a lot of time and do like the easy strat. So that's like a big, huge breaking point, I guess, in terms of
Yeah.
getting better at the game is learning that trick in HMC. And of course, if you're learning a new trick, save states makes sense. But once you feel comfortable with it, do full run-throughs. But yeah.
So I want to go back a little bit. You were talking about like, okay, if you don't get 60 rupees, then you lose like 40 seconds, and it's like if you're going for a record, you can't be doing that. So
Right.
your mindset right now.
Whoa.
Hello?
Rip Big Simp.
No.
Whoa.
I'm back.
Technical difficulties this evening.
Hello.
What happened?
That's my wall over there. Nice.
I don't know. Bold and Brash. I just noticed the Bold and Brash. That's so
Yes,
good.
we have Bold and Brash up here.
You got
We got a Perler. We got a Master Sword, actually, right
Man,
here.
you got it all.
Yeah, we do. We got.
I don't know what Golden
poster.
Brash is, but sick.
It's SpongeBob. It's a SpongeBob thing.
Oh shit.
Thanks, SpongeBob meme.
Oh yeah, I see it now. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Wait, okay, what's that? What's the name of that guy to the right of you? Temple?
Oh, Tingle.
Tingle?
Oh, that's from Wind Waker.
What is that thing he says? Thank you!
Thank you!
No, that's Beetle. Beedley. What's his name?
Oh really? I don't know.
Yeah. Whatever. Close enough.
All right.
Make sounds. That's what we. That's yeah.
Yeah, I just triggered half of my chat. Alright, sorry.
Yeah, okay, all right, quickly move before anybody notices.
Anyway, alright, so interesting question. Do your parents support your stream?
They do, actually. Yes, I'm 23. I live with my parents right now. I finished school.
Woo!
It's just 23.
yes.
What's wrong with that?
Yes. No, I know. But yeah, they like let me have my time. They don't interrupt. Like, I feel like some parents would come interrupt streams if they need to do whatever. But yeah, my mom will like come into my chat sometimes and like shitpost.
Aw,
But, like, yeah, it's nice. It's very nice.
it is nice.
But,
At first, go ahead. Okay.
Me?
Uh,
Yeah.
For me, like, I'm sure you know, my mom is super into my stream and very supportive, and she's on Twitter and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And at first, for me, I was like against it. I just felt like it was annoying, and she's like crying, and I just wanted to kind of be left alone. But now I embrace it. Did you run into that at all, or did you?
That clip of you after your PB and your family like comes in, they start singing. That is like one of the best clips I've ever seen. I love it so much. But I'm sorry. What was the question? I'm sorry.
Do your parents support your stream?
Yes, they do. My parents do support my stream. They do.
Well, the question I had was, were you against it at all, or did you embrace it right away? You're like, yeah, come on in, come chat.
I just embraced it. I just didn't care. I mean, there's some questionable things that I do on my stream that maybe my parents shouldn't be watching. but I mean,
I'm sure they've
I don't
seen
know.
it.
They don't really care. So I mean, they're very supportive. But yeah, good mom, good Pope mom.
I think embracing it is the right move.
Yeah, it is definitely.
So do you have any plans on maybe moving somewhere else, or what's the deal?
So right now I'm sitting in a place like I have my degree from school. I work a part-time job, and streaming is like my other part-time thing I do. And I'm slowly kind of figuring out what I want to do. Like I have a degree in music production, and next Monday I'm actually going to go shadow someone in a studio close to my house. So we'll get the gears moving on that. But yeah, I don't know. I don't really have plans at the moment to like move out. But yeah, I mean, I'm done with school, just trying to start my career, I guess.
That's awesome.
Get into the real world.
Yeah.
Hey, this is real.
It's a little scary. I'm scared of the real world personally. I don't know if I'm ready for that yet.
Yeah, outside is too spooky.
Are you if your hand gets better, are you gonna come back and speedrun? I'm sure you've been asked that.
Oh yes. Okay, actually today I just went to the vitamin shop. We're going whole hog right now. I got a 5-gallon bucket. I got a bunch of vitamins. So I'm over here popping pills. I'm doing my I'm doing everything I can, and we'll see what happens. But if I come back, let's just say the cheese needs to be worried because I'm about to just snatch that
Oh
record.
yes, I
Good.
can't
Good.
wait.
Uh,
So on the topic of streams, you mentioned before the podcast, we on call. You talked a little bit about partnership and
Mhm.
getting into the realm of partnership. Can you expand on that? Your thoughts on that?
Basically, I think the requirements of partner on Twitch are very, I don't want to say random, but they're very
Obscure.
yeah, like they're dependent.
arbitrary.
Yeah, yes. And like I'll see some people that have over 100 viewers, just consistent streams, have a good community, and I don't know if they actively are applying for partner, but they still don't have it. And then I'll have these like other people who 40, 50 viewers maybe, and they end up having partner. I don't know if they have like a connection or something, but I guess my question is like, is it more important to have the correct amount of viewers that you need, or is it more important to like have connections like with staff or with some like anyone to like help make that happen, or like even with like other partners? Like I guess it is a very arbitrary thing with partnership.
Yeah.
No.
So-
I know that one of the most important parts of getting partnership is that you need to have basically the more you stream, the better kind of thing. If you stream like every day, almost every day, that's like the most important thing. But I'm pretty sure you do that already. You stream quite consistently.
Yeah,
if I'm not mistaken.
I'd say probably 4 days a week I stream, maybe 5 on a good week. But yeah, I mean, I don't think the consistency of my streams is bad. I think that I feel like sometimes I'm stuck in a place where I like to focus on the game and have people come to watch me play the game at a higher level. But I also like when people stay because they find me entertaining and not just like the game. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't know what people like to stay for the most. I don't know. I guess I just run each stream, and like some days I'll have really bad runs, but I'll still like maintain an okay viewer count just because I'm doing that sort of thing. So
yeah,
I don't know.
That's how you reel them in, man.
But-
It's the lip smacking, the ass smacking. It's definitely important.
The
But
Squidward memes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is also good.
I
like that a lot.
I do that a lot. I know that feeling. So
that's actually another thing I wanted to get into
Uh-huh.
is hosting and auto hosting and
all right.
stuff like that. Like how, like, does that help? Does that hurt? I mean, obviously it helps, but like, I
think what would
I will
help
be
from
open. Go ahead.
what would help is the gain that you get on your channel from the hosts as the end result. So you get a lot of hosts and you get followers from it, and those followers stay and watch your stream as a result. That would definitely help. But hosts and stuff that give you a higher viewer count for 30 minutes kind of thing, I won't see how that would help much. It's the end result that you get from it.
So it's more,
Which really
it's more of like a long-term thing.
Yeah.
You're saying? Like, yeah. So, yeah, like I have gotten like a couple fat ZFG hosts before, and it's like, it's definitely like ever since that started happening, I've definitely seen some progression in my stream. Like people would come back and watch and stuff. But I like have actually applied in the past, and they like sent me. This happened to a lot of people. But they sent an email back saying that too many of my viewers came from hosts, and not enough. Like I didn't have a concise enough community to like fulfill their requirements, I guess. So it's like, I guess the thing with Twitch is like, you should only feel like excited for getting big hosts like that. You shouldn't have to feel like, oh wow, I just got this host, but it doesn't matter, because like that's not like just because it's gonna up my view count or something doesn't
Mhm.
mean like anything, I guess.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I don't know.
I think, I mean, obviously, like you said, hosts are good. It's important to, like, especially after a host, give as much attention as you can to the people that are chatting. But at the same time, you're trying to, go for record, and you got to focus. You got to do your thing.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I ran into a similar problem actually. I had more than enough viewers for partnership at the time,
Mhm.
and I think me and Cheese got into partner around the same time. But Cheese got it on his first try, but I had to. Oh,
Second
okay.
try. Wow.
Mm.
I had to apply.
I remember that.
I-
You took forever, didn't you?
Yeah, I had to apply either 2 or 3 times. So my advice on that front is, it definitely looks like you have the stats to get partnership. You just have to keep applying, and eventually
Yeah.
they'll be like, okay, you got to keep streaming. And actually, going a little bit off topic, but on another topic, you were talking about how you're going for record. Do you feel like you're trying to get the record run right now, or are you happy with like a 5-second, 1-second PB? What's your goal usually going into the runs?
My mindset right now is like, that is the number one thing that's holding me back, because I'm so hyper focused on getting a 1:15:58 right now, and I'm not focused on just improving by the second.
That is a very, 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 very common mindset to have as top speedrunners.
Which I think is a good and bad thing, because I'm setting a very nice goal for myself, but it's just a very like this current record for the game in any percent is by far the most prestigious Majora's Mask record that's like ever happened. So like Anop grinded for months to get this time, and yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't know. I think obviously I'd be happy with any PB, but because it'd be fun to run against new splits and stuff. But I think for the most part, it's good that I'm mostly focused on maintaining that like mindset where I just need to get 1 second faster than the current record, and then I can move on with my life.
Right.
Like, but yeah, I don't know. I'd say I'm still having fun with any percent, but I have plans for 100% after it's over, and people have wanted me to try it out for a long time now, and I definitely want to do 100%. It's really long. It's like 5 hours almost. Yeah, like I don't know, but yeah. So I don't know. I definitely want to like wrap it up soon if I can. Like my goal is by 2019. I think I can get it before 2019. But
definitely.
But
I agree.
But yeah, I'm just maintaining that like mindset to be able to get that time. I think is the most important thing right now for me in the long term, because I like to think with speedrunning, I like to think long term more than just like, oh, here's like a little 5-second PB. Like, it doesn't like if I were to get a 5-second PB right now, nothing would change except for my splits. Like, I'd stay in the same spot, and it's like, why not push that extra little bit?
I could relate, because you set your mind to way ahead to that 1:15, so that is what that's what you're going for. Basically, your mind is like, this is what I need. So when you get a PB that is not what you want, it automatically, you just feel like, well, nothing has changed.
I do have to say, I feel like even like a month and a half ago, I didn't even have my mind set on a 1:15, because I thought it was so out of my reach and I didn't know if I had the drive to even like try and go for it. That I kind of just set my goal to 1:16:30, and I was like, why not just make that extra push? Like, there's no point in stopping there, Like, I have nothing to lose, basically. So might as well just keep going. I don't know. I think that's just speedrunning, dude. Like, you just have to keep going. You have to just tear at yourself for a long time to be able to get a good time. Like that's just what it takes.
That's the thing.
It's
like
a world record for a reason, you know.
You're right in the sense that you really don't have anything to lose. You have nothing to lose. You only actually have things to gain from it. But what makes it hard, I guess, is this. It's just the stress. It's just like putting yourself every day to that work and getting frustrated every single day, and just having to deal with that. That is what is the hardest part of speedrunning.
I think the most difficult thing for me is when I know that I'm on a good run, even if I'm hiding splits, when I know that I'm on a good run, it's very hard for me to tell myself to stick to all of the really difficult strats in the end. Like it's hard for me to not like pause buffer that weird shot, or because I mean it is a perfect bomb count. It's like if you miss the weird shot, it's 10 to 20 seconds of time loss, and like you can't afford to miss that. And it's like, I don't know, you have to just maintain that mindset the entire time and just not, you know, like, because that's what happened in my current PB. I literally was with the world record coming out of Stone Tower, which is the third temple, and I started getting scared and shaky, and I did some strats that I didn't like usually practice but were safer, and I just started just spilling everything everywhere, and I lost a minute. So yeah, I think staying with those strats is like a really important aspect of speedrunning. And I think from here on out, I learned from that run that I should just go for them. Just go for the strats. If they fail, then I'll be disappointed, but not as disappointed as I would be if I failed doing bad strats, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
So
good way to see it.
Yeah.
Plus, like on that same point, it reinforces those strats. Your confidence is reinforced. Like if you're only going to do them when you're on a not super hot run, then it's like, I don't know, something feels kind of faulty about that mindset. Like you just got to stick to it no matter what the time is. So I agree there. I have a counterpoint though on the goal being 1:15:58, and I think that could be part of like, do you get stressed about that at all? Are you stressing during your streams?
Sometimes, yeah, because I do all the math in my head, and I'm like, even if I let one bomb or one chew or whatever slip and make one mistake, it's like that's 4 seconds. Like I can only lose a minute to my sum of best now to be able to get a world record. And it's like even something as simple as a frame perfect, like missing ISG or something, like missing a frame perfect ISG, which is it's simple, but even just missing something like that, it's like it's just so much time. It feels like just so much time is being lost, you know? So I try to just not pause at times where I shouldn't be pausing, or just I just have to pay attention to every tiny little thing now.
Yeah.
Like I've never played it at this level ever. So
having been there at that point where you're like, I think I can get the world record. It's got to be really good, and you're kind of paying attention to the mistakes. It definitely gets to you, and it can be a little stressful. So a piece of advice that I have for you, Popesquidward, and this also relates to partner, I think, in a way, is go for those 1 second PBs. Go for those 5 second PBs, because two things happen there. If you're getting PBs often, you're like, I don't know, at least for me, like if I'm stuck on a PB for a while and I feel like I'm not really improving, I feel like I'm not really making any moves, I feel like my consistency is not good, like I just don't feel very confident. And I kind of went through this when I was doing 120. There was a point where I was like, okay, I want the world record, even though I'm like 50 seconds off, almost a minute off, like I want this run to be world record. But it's a lot of heavy weight on your shoulder that doesn't necessarily need to be there. I remember there was one day where I was like, you know what, okay, Cheese is playing the game and I'm playing the game, and right now Cheese is better than I am, and Cheese also improves as fast, if not faster than I do. And it's a little different because I don't think Enop's playing right now, right?
He's doing 100% now.
Okay, all right. But when that was going on, I was like, all right, I'm just gonna accept it right now. like I'm not having as much fun with this game as I used to. I'm more stressed. I'm not getting far in runs. I'm just resetting a lot. I was like, all right, world record is not in my head anymore. I was like, I'm not going to get the world record. I accept that. And it sounds a little bleak, but honestly, from that point on, I just went like up. Like I just started getting PBs. My time was chunking down, and like my confidence was kind of rebuilding. And I think that if you go for that kind of, not necessarily like I can't get world record, but more like because that run I saw yesterday where you fell in the Kool-Aid, you lost a bunch of time, but you just kept going with the run and you kept making mistakes, but you were still able to PB. Like two things as a viewer, first of all, like what do you prefer? Wait, am I lagging right now?
Yes, you are.
You're a little beat bop bop right now. That's okay.
Okay. Are you still able to make out what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think
Okay.
we all are. I
You're
think Discord
partly
is...
a Drake in style right now, but it's okay.
All right. As a viewer, watching resets obviously is not fun. So if you want to, like, it's kind of like a two birds, one stone sort of thing, the way I see it. If you're going for like these smaller PBs, you're reaffirming your confidence, you're reaffirming your consistency and your abilities, because if you go a whole stream without seeing the end of the game, at least for me, that gets to me. I'm like, well, what if I get there on a good
It really
run?
does, yeah.
Yeah, no, it does. Like, what happens is if I stream for a long time, I'm playing at such a high level now that it literally gives me headaches because I have to like focus so hard for so long. And if I'm like 3 hours in, and I still don't have a run going, it's like I just feel like I can't even get one going. I just feel
demoralizing.
Like yeah, it is. And then I feel bad. It's like when people are watching, it's like you don't want to watch cutscenes in the beginning for the entire stream. Like it sucks. Like it really sucks. Yeah. I can't even watch first cycle like beginning anymore on any stream. Like I have to click off of it. It's too much.
Exactly.
Too much of it.
That's what I'm saying, man. You gotta just keep those runs going. Like, okay, obviously there's the RNG thing. Like you don't want to lose 40 seconds right off the bat. That's understandable. But if you lose like 20 seconds, maybe 20 to 30 minutes in, like it might be rip world record or it might be a lot less likely, but you can still get a PB. And like people take notice of that. If people are seeing, oh, Pope just got a PB yesterday. Oh, Pope's on PB pace again today. Like that's hype. And people are like, oh, I want to tune in because Pope's getting PBs.
Well, recently, I've been stuck on this one for a few weeks now, but a few weeks ago I actually got 5 PBs within a week.
And I remember seeing that.
It was after like a 2 month not PBing. Like I didn't PB for 2 months, and then I got that one PB that was like 2 seconds. I had a 118.12, and then I got a 118.04, 118.02, 118 flat, then a 117.54, and a 117.42. And that was all within a week. So it's just like, even just getting a couple, you're right though, even just getting a couple seconds PB, it just completely relieves so much stress. And it gives you like, that's why like a huge part of speedrunning is just a mindset, because I know that the skill is there. I know everything is there that needs to be there. It's just the fact that like if I get stuck on a PB for a month or 2 months at a time, it's very, very hard for me to PB because I just get very anxious and nervous towards the end. Definitely. And it's like, wow, I haven't. And if you just get them back to back, it's like, well, I just PB'd. I mean, like, I'm not nervous right now. Yeah. If I don't PB, it's whatever. So
it opens the gates, the floodgates. Let it flood. Flood all over me, Pope. That's what I need right now.
Heck yeah, baby.
Yeah, it makes it worth it because, like you said before, you have nothing to lose. So you complete the run, you get a few second PB. You didn't lose anything. All you did was gain something, and you feel good about finishing the run.
That's right.
So, yeah. That's
right. And it's nice to run against different splits too. Like I'm getting tired of looking at my splits.
Yeah. Honestly, your splits, like I can see how it's like stressful because when you have a lot of time to save at the end, it doesn't feel that way. Like when you have a minute or it's more spread out, you're like, oh, I can save some time here. It's not a big deal. But if you need to play really well up until the end, and then you just have this huge time save, like the perspective gets kind of morphed. I want to say.
Yeah, and the thing is, like my current PV after the first temple is 10 seconds ahead of record. So like even if I'm ahead of the record, I'm still like I could still be +5, 8 whatever on my PB, and
Mhm.
it's like I'm just red the entire time,
Yeah,
and
it's
hard to, like,
demoralizing.
yeah, it is, but it's also a good thing because it means that if I'm staying even close to, like, within a few seconds of my PB, then I'm on world record pace. It's essentially world record pace until the last temple, and then that's where everything can turn green immediately.
This is actually
But
this ties back to when an episode we had about 2 episodes or 3 episodes ago, where we talked a lot about just not looking at your splits. So
yeah,
it's about the idea of speedrunning essentially just being about speedrunning the game. Like actually the whole splits paradigm thing is it's something that we choose to do. It's not necessary at all. At the end
that's
of the
right.
day, we're just speedrunning the game. Our goal is to speedrun the game and not look at the splits and worry about what's going on.
Mhm.
It's just to keep playing and try to play well.
Yeah, I agree. The whole idea of, like, red and green splits, it's like it helps some people and it hurts some people because they just become so obsessed with that. It's like you can bounce back from being behind so fast and you have no idea. Like yesterday, I carried that run like pretty much to the end.
Yeah,
Mhm.
So, but yeah, I don't know. Definitely, just having that good mindset is just
Yeah.
it's good.
the
Very good.
best mindset is like when there's no mind things going on, like when your head is just clear and you're just playing the game. That's when I felt like I was playing my best, when I'm just playing and I'm just having fun.
Right.
Yeah.
Not thinking about the splits, not thinking about could this world record, this could be a PB.
It's really
think
nice
about
to
that
have, like,
mistake.
chat to bounce off of too, like keeping my mind sort of distracted. Like, I'm still focused on the game, but I'm not my entire focus isn't just on the game. Like, it's on having, like, conversation with chat. If I start to get nervous or something, then I can just bounce off of what they're saying or whatever. If the run's really, really good, then I don't really pay attention to chat that much, just because
Well, yeah.
I'm a
Naturally.
Rommel dude, you know?
Yeah.
But
Well,
like see the chat talking about like making splits invisible and all that stuff. You could simply what I do is I simply just drag like half the splits off of my screen.
yeah, I do that sometimes
So
too.
I can't see the timer or anything. I just drag the splits off of my screen. Everyone else can still see it on stream, and I'm just focusing on playing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and and the thing is, I almost feel like if with my current PB splits, if I wasn't looking at my splits, I might have a world record right now, because I saw the time that I had after the third temple and I pooped my diaper. Like, I just couldn't believe the time I saw. I was like, dude, I had no idea that I was capable of this, and I just immediately got shaky, and it was just bad. Like, if I would have hidden my splits, it might have been a different outcome.
That happens, yeah.
But it does. Like, you can only, like, I heard about the 138 that was a spaghetti mess the
In
other day.
browser
Jeez,
throws, yeah.
Yes. So it happens though, dude. It just happens at a high level. Everything just has to go right, and yeah, sometimes it doesn't, but that's just speed running for you, dude. It takes lots of patience, lots of, you know. So
Lots.
Gotta
Yeah.
pick yourself back up. That's the most important part. Can't
That's
stay
right.
down
That's right.
unless you break your hands. Then you cry.
I'm surprised I haven't broken. Like, I spent $130 on this controller, and
Why?
it is just
Yeah,
because-
why?
because they're so it's so good, but it's the only see this is the other thing. So that was $137, and this one was $150 that I just bought. And
Why?
Because it's fresh. I gotta keep things fresh.
Wait,
Wow.
so that's what they cost now, those controllers?
Yeah, they are. I'm hoping that when the
My
Smash
lord.
controllers come out, the price will go down on them. But they're like the JP White controllers are just like, they're so expensive now. They're so good
fire.
though. It's like, yeah, it's like, I don't really spend my money on much. It's like, I'd rather spend it on something like that that's gonna
Yeah, I use the
maybe better my
Smash.
time, you know.
I use the Smash one, which are a lot cheaper, obviously, but
Oh, you do use the Smash one?
yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I don't know which one you're talking about, like, but like the one that's been around for years now. It's just a
No, I'm
controller with the...
talking about the. I'm hoping that when the Smash Ultimate ones come out,
Oh,
that
right.
the price on these goes down a little bit.
Yeah,
But I don't know.
I have the normal Smash 4 one, I think.
Yeah,
Those
no,
are pretty
I
nice.
had one of those too, and I tried doing runs, and it was just it was a garbage can. It was bad. It was really bad.
Okay.
But
Yeah, I've heard that. I like the long cord though. That gets me off.
this cord is like,
Oh, hello. Wow, those are long. What the heck?
my God, man, it's like,
Why are those so long? I thought the regular
I don't
GameCube
know. Like,
controllers.
I'm not gonna sit that far away from my TV. I don't know what's going on.
It's so true.
But what's the point, dude? You know, the only thing worse is the cord that's on the Wii sensor bar. It's like, what? Like, why is the Wii sensor bar cord so long? It doesn't, like, why, dude? I don't know.
Sick.
Yeah.
Great. Changing gears a little bit. So, competitive speedrunning. But in terms of Majora's Mask, do you think Majora's Mask could be a potentially competitive tournament-like speed game?
I think the number one thing right now that needs to be done for the game is we need a good solid tutorial on the game,
Right.
because
I agree.
it is so hard to learn, like, it's so hard to learn a speed game just based on watching someone play, and it depends on the game too. Like Mario is a very, like, obviously there's good tutorials out there that showcase like good movement and like how to do like certain clips and stuff, but Zelda is a much more technical game. Like, it's like you can't just watch someone do a weird shot and then just know how to do it just based on what you saw. Like, you need like good solid foundation on yeah. And I don't know, man. I'm just so focused on, like, I want to get one out there, but I'm just so focused on, like, I have to put every ounce of my time into grinding for the record right now, because I find that as like a number one priority for myself first. But yes, I would say that if there was a good tutorial for this game, we've had like an any% tournament in the past, and it actually was pretty fun. Like, we had some pretty good matchups, and I remember I played Enop, and he got like a 127 at the time or something, and I think I got a 129 or something. But it was good. Like, it was a good tournament. Like, I had a lot of fun.
So
I hope we do one of those again. But
Yeah.
the problem with the game now is there's so many different routes, and there's so many different,
Exactly.
like before Equip Swap was found, there was one route. There were two routes. There was like a beginner route where you could just go through like the front end of the swamp and get the song and all this stuff, like do it in a little bit different order and lose like a minute or 2 minutes. And there was the Swamp Gossips Grotto routes, and like those are the only two routes. It's like you learn one or the other, and everyone is on Japanese version. Now it's like high level runners are on English version, but there's also two or three different routes on the English version that you can pick from based on how comfortable you are with each route. But you could also do JP, and I'm sure that like the French version is a good route. Like I don't know, dude. I don't know. It's just very very random right now with who's gonna pick and choose which one. But
in terms of tournament setting, it's the different routes. So like this route, how much time do you lose on this route?
Wait, I heard a beep boop boop bop boop boop just now. What was that?
Bop! Beep boop bop!
Do you guys hear me?
Yeah. They're good.
What happened? Okay.
Okay, I heard. Okay. What'd you say?
I was talking about I died for, I don't know what happened. I was talking about like that's what it comes down to, like in terms of a tournament setting or something. How many people do this route? How many people do that route? How many people can't do this one? How much time does that other route lose? Is it feasible? Like,
see, the thing is, this is why Mario is a way better like tournament based game, because a mistake in Mario, I've heard you say this before, a mistake in Mario is, in terms of like a race, is way less detrimental than a mistake in a Zelda game. Like,
yeah.
Like when I'm doing Woodfall Bosky Skip, if you fail that trick, you are losing just minutes upon minutes. Like if you die in Mario, you're losing what, 30, 40 seconds maybe sometimes?
Not even that much. A lot of deaths you lose 15, 20.
Right. So like I think that's the number one factor in terms of like how like tournaments are with games. Like based on like what are the major mistakes that can be made and what are the time losses that are happening. And it's like when I race my friends sometimes offline in this game, it's like if one of us makes a really, really big mistake, like it's over. There's no way to recover. Like in Mario, like you can sort of climb your way back in, you know? But I'd say for the most part, it's really not a tournament friendly game. I still think it should be shown at GDQ because
Sure.
it's changed so much. And
of course.
I think that for a marathon run, there are safe strats that can be done. But like when you're racing, you don't really want to do those strats. You know, you just kind of want to go all out. But yeah.
So I see human protractors in chat, and he mentioned
Ooh.
a thing to consider about MM90% is the gameplay to cutscene ratio, but I don't think that's an issue at all because, well, I think a lot of people try to compare competitive speedrunning or tournaments to like other games and other like fighting game tournaments, etc. But speedrunning, it's its own thing, and you have to treat it that way. So like when people come into a speedrun tournament to watch, it's because they want to see because they're into the speedrunning style.
Yeah.
So like if MM has a lot of cutscenes, but people watch MM, it doesn't matter even if it's in a tournament. It doesn't matter at the end of the day.
Right. I agree. I don't think it matters either.
Plus, with a game like that, you have things to explain that are going on behind the scenes, and like a cutscene gives you time to be like, okay, so up next, this guy's going to be doing a backflip 360 helix butt headlock into the.
Yes.
I agree. But that's why I like MM90% because like it starts out very slow. There's all these cutscenes. You can talk to chat, you know, and then like towards the end it gets really intense and there's no time for that's the thing with Mario too, is it's very hard to, the only time you can look at chat is when you grab a star or when you're going into like a door or something, you know, like there's not much time to like look away from the game because it's so optimized. But MM is a lot different in that way,
right?
So but yeah,
neat. Well, was there anything else you wanted to contribute or ask Mr. Squidward Cheese before Q&A time?
No, I don't think so. We can dive into it.
Cool. I think that was pretty solid. Yeah. All right, boys. So it's officially Q&A time. That means if you certainly want your question to be asked, please join the Two Dads Discord from that command and go to the questions channel and post your question. That way it doesn't get lost. You can post it in chat, but not guaranteed to be read because they get, lost. People be talking and stuff. So without further ado, what questions do you have for the man himself?
Wait, am I in this Discord?
I
don't think I'm in this Discord.
Might have to join it.
Oh God, can you send an invite?
Popesquidward, everybody. All right. There you go.
All right, we're in. Okay.
I actually. Go
ahead. You're good.
I do have one. I wanted one last question. So when you got into SM64, was that a sort of a break thing, or are you planning on coming back? How'd you feel about it?
I've thought about coming back recently, but I mean, there's no point in me switching games right now.
Yeah,
but,
you gotta get the record right now.
Yes, but, of course. But I mean, I do have to say I watch Mario more than I watch my game. Even like I watch so many Mario speedrunners. Like I love watching 120 and 70, and like I watched Lunar Jump. That man is just a can of beans, dude. So.
He's a ball of energy.
Who are we talking about?
Lunar Jump.
Lunar Jump.
He is, yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I definitely watch a lot of Mario, so I don't know. I might come back eventually, but
got some things to do.
I think I improved like kind of fast in that game. I didn't do really good strats.
Yeah, you did.
I ended up getting a 53 after like a couple months, so I don't know.
That's solid.
But yeah, so. How big is my peen?
All right, got to answer up. It's the Two Dads podcast.
Okay, Pope, what game do you speedrun? I speedrun Majora's Mask, any percent. If you beat your goal in any percent, what would your goal for 100% be? I feel like I never thought that I would go for the world record in any percent for this game. I thought that like Enop or anyone above me would have too much of a lead, and that it would just take years and years and years, if that, to be able to even come close. And I think I don't really know, because I haven't played 100%, so I don't know what like a good goal time would be for that. But I know that once I get dragged into 100%, like I'm gonna want to probably go for the world record, because I just like there's no point in not. You know, like what do I have to lose?
Well, that's the thing. You have the skill now, so it would definitely be a much more rapid increase in improvement.
Although I have, but the one disadvantage I do have over Enop is he's played it before. Like he's played that category before. He knows a bunch of tricks that I haven't even like tried to do yet. So, like he already has a really massive advantage over most runners that like haven't even touched the category. You know, so. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what my goal would be for that. What was my hypest PB? Hypest. Okay, so there was a PB that I got back in 2017, early 2017. I had a 128.10, and that PB stuck with me for I think 3 months, maybe 4. And like I still play the game like almost every day. Like I played 4 or 5 times a day, and I was stuck for just such a long time. And then there was one run that I had where this kind of ties in what we were saying before. I failed a cutscene skip that lost me a minute, and I still ended up getting a 127 because I basically thought the run was over. Like I just wanted to continue just because. And I thought the run was dead, but I continued, and I ended up getting a 127 because I just kept going. And it was pretty crazy because I was stuck on that PB for so long, and it wasn't even like a record or anything. And I think I didn't even move up on the leaderboards, but still, like continuing runs when you're that far behind is like, I agree. It's like really important to do that. It's like because you never know what could happen. Like you never know.
Yeah.
It's like what's earlier, yeah.
But yeah, would I still enjoy speedrunning if I wasn't streaming it?
Important question.
Would I still enjoy speedrunning? Like would I enjoy watching speedruns, or like
playing like speedrunning yourself?
I mean, I'd say yeah, because I like even before I streamed, I was just so hooked on like GDQs. I would watch them all the time. I'd watch people screaming Waluigi in the back, and like it was just good. It was good. I liked it. And I was like these are my people right now. Like these are the people that I wish I knew my whole life that I'm just now discovering. And like the first time I went to GDQ, it was like it was like a sensory overload, because I like had talked to all these people for just such a long time, and then finally meeting them in person. It's so I would recommend going to GDQ if you can, because it's just such a fun time. Like I've never heard anyone like really complain about a GDQ before. So but yes, I would say I would still enjoy it if I wasn't streaming it, just because I'm so into Zelda and Majora's Mask in the first place that I would play it like on emulators all the time, even before I even knew about speedrunning. So but yeah, what would 2016 Pope Squidward say if he saw where you are today?
Pog.
He would say, I think that was before the era of JCan style. JCan style just really has brought this stream into fruition lately. So he'd probably say, what the hell is going on with this JCan style thing? Like what is this? What's going on?
Can we get an answer for that? I'm
Yeah,
sure
yeah,
people
please.
are wondering.
Actually
reason
wondering.
why JCan style is a thing is because it is a very good spammable emote because it triggers lots of people, and it's not an emote that can be used in like a derogatory manner. Like you can't really be like racist with JCan style. Like you can't be sexist with JCan style. Like it's just like a very neutral. Like here, I'm gonna post a blurry face in your chat emote. And
It's the most garbage emote on Twitch.
Yeah,
Probably.
I can't even see it properly. I don't even know what it is. I don't know what
do
his
you
face
mean, man?
actually
What
looks
do you
like.
mean?
You have to just
Come
be like
on,
this.
man. What do you mean, dude?
He has a shirt.
Emily Midwest got me this shirt, and she actually hates this emote. So props. Props.
Shout outs, Emily.
Yes,
Pope.
shout out to Emily.
Pope, do you play a piano off stream?
I do play piano off stream. Yes. I've played piano for 20 years actually. Now I've started when I was 3. So
Wow.
yeah, I know how to play like a bunch of different stuff. I have like a ukulele. I have drums downstairs. I have a banjo. I played viola in my orchestra at school. But yeah, I love music. I've been trying to get back into it lately. That's why I was asking you questions about that, simply because I don't have software on my desktop right now, because all the good software that I like is on Mac. So I have to like find a way to like get some good software in here. But yeah, I love making music and stuff. So
It's a blast.
yeah.
Good stuff.
Where'd you
yeah,
get that jug?
Of water.
Where did I get this drug? Emily Midwest got me this drug too.
Aw.
Every day, yes. No.
It's a good drug.
So where's your jug, boy?
Cheers.
Holiday pop.
It sits right in front of me. I just lean forward and just.
He just pops it out of nowhere. Cheers.
How
Cheers.
many ounces can fit in that big boy?
64.
Yeah, boy.
It's a lot. It's a lot of insulation. Like it looks like it should hold more because yours is also 64, right?
Yes.
Yeah. This looks like it should hold maybe I don't know, 100 more than 64, but it's really thick.
I visited Holland recently, and when I showed up with my jug, the first thing that one of the people said to me is, "Wow, you're so American." It's like you have a big jug. You're so American. So
do they not have jugs there? They're missing out, man.
No, they just have little thin cups.
Yeah, it's like little like everything in Europe is.
Everything in Europe is very petite and small and preserved.
Except for Cheezo 5's little.
Except for yeah.
Never mind.
Never mind.
Okay. Did I play my piano? Oh, okay. You already asked that. Question: play piano. That's not a question.
It's close enough.
Can I stand on the chair and twerk for you? Well,
you could.
Probably.
could.
Oh,
probably not.
Or you could.
We're not doing that over here. We're not doing that. That is especially for my garbage can on the stream.
You don't, I love.
You got to do something. You got to have something. I had tits for bits. Okay, I like that a lot. Please don't keep doing it because something might happen. Cool.
So do you play drums a lot?
I actually just played drums before I got on the podcast today. Actually, so
is it? Are you? I don't know. Are you? How do you say?
That's like that was a self-taught thing. Most of the instruments I know how to play are like self-taught. So
yeah,
piano like gave me like a foundation, I guess, for like any of my musical ability. But yeah, I like to just like teach myself how to like play certain things. Drums are hard though because they're just so loud. It's like no one wants to listen to that.
That's a problem, dude. Like I want to play so bad. It's just so
the drums
loud.
are really fun to play. Like
They are.
That's yeah. Like my brother has a drum set at school and I've got one downstairs. So
yeah, but like it's living in Europe in the city. Everywhere is like apartments jam packed. I can't get a drum kit to just play here. It's
yeah. I saw in Holland there is a like a little canal thing and there was a drum set on this like boat and they were just playing drums on the boat and it was awesome.
Oh wow.
But yeah. What's that say? Are you planning on making a tutorial and when? I do plan on making a tutorial. I actually have an input display that I just got, and I would like to make one. But again, I just have like my number one priority right now is getting record in the game before anything else. And
PB, get a PB.
Or
PBs.
yes, get a PB. Yes, and I have an editor, which also happens to be Clint Stevens' editor. So.
Ooh. I think that's good. Also, holding off on the tutorial, because if the world record holder makes a tutorial, then it just adds to the credibility. It's like, okay, this is some good stuff right here.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like people want to watch the tutorial. If the record holder is set like throwing it out there, then I guess people would be more inclined to watch.
Definitely.
So.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's the end of the line on Q&A. Any final thoughts, gentlemen?
I mean, yes. I love you very much, Pope.
I love you too, babe. I love you too.
I was so proud.
Thank you guys for making time to do this. I really appreciate it a lot.
Yeah,
Thanks for coming on, man. It was a good chat.
Yeah, it was a good chat. It was very good.
I look forward to seeing you continue to grind. I've been enjoying the stream lately. Been catching it the past couple of days. It's good stuff, man. Just keep it going.
Sounds good, man.
Everybody, make sure to follow Pope. Follow his Twitter. Follow his Twitch. He is streaming pretty often, and he is going to be a world record holder soon.
Very soon.
I don't want to put too much pressure on him, but it's coming along.
Okay, not too soon.
Not too soon. But,
Maybe.
Hopefully sometime in
about 2 hours.
By 2000. Are you streaming right after this?
I am. Yes.
Cool.
I didn't want to say because I don't want to leech off of this host or anything. but yes, I am.
Well, good luck with the runs, mate. Thank you so much for joining us. It has been a pleasure, Pope Squidward. I'm Simply.
I'm Cheezo5.
And this has been the Two Dads Podcast live. Everybody have a fantastic night. I love you very much.
Love you all.
Bye.